Hello, my name is Miguel Solis, and today I will be doing a PowerPoint presentation on PG&E, mainly in regards to PG&E switching their current distribution practice from overhead power lines to a more efficient use of underground power line systems. So, who is PG&E? Mainly associated as Pacific Gas and Electric, PG&E is California's largest provider of utility services. Now, PG&E primarily uses overhead power lines to provide this service, as they have to provide to such a large amount of people, as they provide to over 16 million Californians. Being that it is a large company and that it has over 125,000 miles worth of overhead power lines, PG&E has been the perpetrator of over 1,500 wildfires between the years of 2014 and 2017. Now, between those years, overhead power lines accounted for over 10% of the wildfires within California itself, which sadly resulted in California's biggest wildfire to date, the 2018 Camp Fire, which sadly destroyed over 18,800 structures and claimed the lives of 85 individuals. And being that the Camp Fire was so large, PG&E was ultimately sued by both the state and insurance companies for over $11 billion. Now, this leads to who else is at stake. Well, the citizens are the ones that are ultimately going to be the ones that are impacted the most. At least 117 deaths have been associated to PG&E and their equipment to date, which sadly also results in the destruction to small towns such as Paradise, California, where 90% of that town was destroyed due to the 2018 Camp Fire, and it also displaced over 27,000 residents. Due to the volatile nature of the overhead power line systems, PG&E is also forced to do temporary outages. And being that PG&E provides to millions of consumers, this also leads to these consumers going weeks and days at a time without any services, as it is all based on the environmental factors that could potentially ignite something within the overhead practice of power lines. So, are underground power lines a viable solution? Well, yes. Being that underground power lines are underground, they're less susceptible to environmental factors, unlike their overhead power line counterparts. Also, the overhead power line system uses what are called pylons, the large towers in which the power lines are placed. Now, you take away both these factors, you eliminate the environmental factor, and you also increase the aesthetic values of both homes, and can also increase development projects within that state, which could potentially have an increase of both an income to the state and the company itself. Though it is a costly initial investment, it could potentially save utility companies from being sued, which PG&E was a consequence of. So, if PG&E were to also implement an underground system, it could change the already negative opinion of PG&E into a more positive outlook, as it could show that PG&E cares more about the well-being of the public rather than the company's own profits. So, ultimately, underground power lines are a viable solution to overhead power lines. Though initially more expensive, they offer multiple solutions to both environmental and public hazards. So, if you have any questions, you can contact me both by email or by phone. And if you would like to make your own informed opinion, I have here a list of references on which that I used. So I thank you. Have a nice day.